Hey guys, my name is Bobby from Wedding Film School, a channel dedicated to educating and inspiring wedding filmmakers. And this is the second video in my series all about editing wedding films, taking you inside an actual edit in real time and breaking it down step by step from importing and organizing all the way to the delivery of your film. And in this video, we are talking all about music selection and the crucial role that it plays in your film. And I want to give you all the details you need to find the absolute best music for your wedding films. So in my process, I pick out the song for the highlight film before I get into the edit, and there are 4 big things that I want to go over in this video. First off, who should choose the music for the film and the best way to involve your clients in that process if you want to. The 2 sites that I think are the best for licensing music, and I'll be giving you a budget-friendly option and a more expensive option. A couple small tips that I have for streamlining the process of finding music, and what I look for in a song for a wedding film. Then at the end, I'll be wrapping it up by going over the song that I chose for this wedding film and why. So if only one of those things is of interest to you, feel free to skip ahead. So there's definitely a debate on who should choose the music for a film. On one hand, this is your piece of art and your creativity, and on the other, it's the couple's day and their film to show off to friends and family. I feel very strongly that you should be hired because of your unique style, your client experience, your final product, or other things unique to you, and therefore should be given trust to create something amazing. With that in mind, I oftentimes prefer to choose the music myself. My most creative edits always seem to come from weddings where I've chosen the music, and that is what is most fulfilling for me. However, I've played around with both options over the years, and I think I've found the best of both worlds. Sometimes a client wants a say in the music, and ultimately, in my opinion, it is not worth losing a booking over those terms, assuming it's something you can license, of course. Worst case, it's not a portfolio piece and you keep it private. Also, when your client chooses the music, it can save you a lot of time, but how do you get them to choose the right type of music? I now keep a running list of songs that I want to use in a wedding film on my 2 favorite music sites that I can share with any clients. This works great in many ways. Should a client want to play a role in the music selection process, I can send them this list, which is full of great songs that I know will fit my vibe and represent my work well. It also saves my clients the headache of combing through thousands of songs while still giving them a good variety to choose from. And lastly, this list serves as a great starting place for me as well if I choose the song for a wedding. I mentioned there are 2 sites that I use and recommend to license your music, and you've likely heard of both of them, the musicbed and soundstripe. These are both solid options with some pros and cons, so let me break them down briefly with what I love about them and some key differences. musicbed is probably the biggest player in the game, and there is good reason. They have been around forever, they have a massive and always growing library, top-notch customer service, and specifically for me, they have the best library of vocal tracks out there compared to anyone else. Their site is easy to navigate, and they have their Sync ID program, which lets you put a code in your YouTube description and it auto clears it of any copyright flags. Soundstripe is also a great option and a bit more budget friendly, but of course there is a reason for that too. They are newer to the game, but provide an amazing service at an unreal cost. They have customer service that is just as good as musicbed, and they are working hard to grow their library, which is fairly big, especially on the instrumental side. They also have a library of sound effects and give you the stems to songs with their upgraded membership, which allows you to truly tailor a song to your film. My one complaint about Soundstripe is that their library size, while growing, can seem small comparatively, and especially if you're after a high-quality song with a vocal track, that library is much smaller. Wedding Film School does have an affiliate link for both of these options, which I will link down below, but know that I've used both musicbed and soundstripe long before I was affiliated with them, and they come with my highest recommendations compared to other options on the table. If you use the links below, you can get your first month free of musicbed, or you can get 10% off your first purchase of a membership through Soundstripe, saving you the most money if you sign up for a full year, so check those out down below. Now let's move on to what I'm looking for in a song, and this can be tough to answer. No one wedding is the same, and beyond that, even my moods for what I want to create can fluctuate greatly. I think first and foremost, I'm after something that invokes emotion. What emotion that is can vary, but the music can be incredibly impactful in setting the tone for an edit. Something upbeat and vibrant will feel much different than something slow and somber. So first, think about the mood you want for the edit. Beyond that, I'm generally looking for something with a vocal track, but that is my personal preference. And then I'm typically looking for something that builds over time. I generally like songs that are slower, quieter, and almost have a sad feel about them, but I need that build up over time to build anticipation throughout the film and to highlight key areas in the film. I also love songs that have like drop-offs where things all of a sudden get really quiet or minimal, and I love to build emotional parts of the day into those moments to let them breathe a little bit more. Anything past that is really just finding a song that tailors to the couple, the day, and the story that I want to tell. And I want to note that while I do pay attention to lyrics to some extent, this is lower on my priority list. Sure, I'm not going to put something in that really doesn't fit a wedding as far as lyrics go, but I'm much more concerned about the emotions that a song brings up rather than getting hung up on the exact meaning of the lyrics. And last but not least, 3 tips that I have to help you streamline the process of selecting music, since we all know how much time that can sometimes take. The first I mentioned above, which is to keep a running list of songs that you want to use. Both the sites I mentioned earlier allow you to build your own playlists, and doing this has saved me tons of time. Second is to download the musicbed app and listen through different playlists and artists when you're doing something else. Whether you're in the car, doing chores, or working, throw some music on in the background, and when something pops up that you think could be a great fit, add it to a playlist. Soundstripe doesn't have an app currently, but of course you can utilize a computer and you can accomplish the same thing. And the last tip is to subscribe to our newsletter at weddingfilm.school, link below in the description, and each month we send out a handful of song recommendations that Jason and I handpick for your wedding films. Now on to the song I chose for this film. This wedding took place in Glacier National Park. The couple are both avid outdoors people, and the entire group of people, us included, stayed in rustic cabins just outside of the park. So with that in mind, I wanted something that fit the outdoor vibe, something that had a build-up but allowed for gentle moments to shine through without overpowering them. Again, I usually use a vocal track, and you can definitely get that somewhat sad vibe coming through, at least in the beginning of this song. I like that it was really simple, mostly acoustic guitar and vocals as the main elements. It's slow moving, it builds up, and it has pockets of instrumental only portions. Ultimately, it mirrors the mood that I wanted for the film, and as a result, it further emphasizes that mood. And the couple absolutely loved the film and the music that was picked for it. So those are my thoughts on music as it relates to a wedding film, a little peek into my mind, if you will. I hope you all found this helpful. Definitely check out the musicbed and soundstripe link below, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. We've now got our footage organized and our song picked out, and we are ready to start editing. So please like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.